right, Mr. Brown, we're here in your classroom and we're gonna sit there and practice the execution of the exemplar model. Again, you'll already have your Federalist Democratic Republicans T-chart up from the note-taking sections for the kids.
Yeah, and
from
the
previous.
kids should also have a copy of this in their personal notes, but I also felt that having it up here to reinforce it so that, you know, they could see it without maybe having to shuffle.
And I'll have that to refer back and forth to
Yeah.
while they're doing theirs.
Mhm.
So, when we're setting up the model exemplar form, how will you set up how we're gonna, remember we said we were gonna have this thesis statement, answer, but we're also gonna give them 3 bullet points, right?
Yeah, so I picked the thesis statement, so I figured the best way to do this is set them up with a sentence stem.
Okay,
So it's gonna be, I would choose the blank. And that's either gonna be, and just to reinforce, so there's no confusion. Even though I do have it written over there, I found that sometimes once you get them in here, if you don't
give them the choice.
give them the choice, they're gonna just insert whatever they think. Or, you know, some kid may see Federalist and then they automatically assume anti-Federalist, and then we're moving off into a different realm, and that's not what we want. So we use that as the sentence stem to set up which one that they are picking. Now, like I said, in my exemplar, I did bullet points, but I knew this, so for them to make sure, because it asked them to give 3 reasons why, I'm gonna go ahead and put a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3 to serve as a guide point for them to remember that they have to provide.
All right, and that's gonna be the format we want the kids, including the EVs and the SPED students, to follow through. And that'll be for the whole class. It's differentiated for those guys that need it, but that's where we're gonna start from.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready, Mr. Brown?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have no problem with this. This is
All right,
actually
so I'm your student, in your classroom, and we've just gone over the notes. You're giving me the writing prompt, and you're gonna show me your exemplar.
Okay. You want me to start over, or just we'll go from where we
Just
already
go
have?
from where we have.
All right. So, Mr. Cooper, what we're going to do is for this part of the exercise, we are going. You know, we've talked about the Democratic, Republicans, and the Federalists all throughout the lesson today, right?
Yes, sir.
And so we've talked about all of the different problems and issues that they had in the early republic, and which side they stood on that, right?
Yep.
So now what I want you to do is I want you to take about 5 minutes to think to yourself and also discuss with your shoulder partner which one you would join. If you were living back then, which one of these 2 parties would you join? And it's okay to discuss it with, like I said, your table partner, and also look at the chart. I put this up here so it'd be easy to reference to. And then once you've decided, you're gonna think about it a little bit more, and then I want you to list the 3 reasons why you're choosing one of these 2 parties over the other. Did you have any questions about that?
All right, so I know from what you told us and looking at my T-chart up there, I'm leaning more towards the Democratic Republic. What if my shoulder partner doesn't agree with me and he thinks Federalist would be it?
Okay, see, that's actually
Okay.
a really good situation, because a lot of times when you're evaluating or trying to understand something, understanding the opposing viewpoint also helps further, you know, cement your own viewpoint. So maybe some of the ideas that they're putting out will help you understand your position better.
Okay.
So that's not necessarily a bad thing that they disagree with you. It allows you to understand each other's points, and it also might possibly even change your mind once they make some of their points or explain it. So either one is fine. You just have to be able to reinforce that decision with reasons.
And I can use the ideas from the T-chart.
Oh, certainly, and any of the other material that we have, but this is the basic T-chart of those 2.
Okay. So I can set it up in that format, and I'm gonna write complete sentences, right?
Yes.
All right, so we'll do the turn talk. It's gonna be like a timer for it or something?
For the turn and talk, I'll set my timer. We'll start with 3 minutes, and then y'all know usually when we get down to 1 minute, I have you show me on a the number of fingers if you need more time. And so I'll make that check at about 1 minute till it's over, and we may go up to 5 at most if we need it.
Okay. So we'll stop here and we'll start the turn talk, blah, blah, blah. Timer goes off. We've got it all ready to go. Now, before we start doing our writing, you're gonna fill out your exemplar, right?
I can if it would help y'all, but I don't want to kind of pre-fill in y'all's answers for you. I want you to develop your own idea. I could tell you mine, and I could write it down in here, but I'm afraid that everyone, just to try and get the assignment over with, will just copy down what I wrote.
Right.
Now, if you need help, I'm gonna be moving around the room, and I'll be checking on everybody. So if you hit a stumbling block, or you need some assistance, I'll be here to help, and I'll answer any questions.
All right.
But a bonus, when we're all done, I did do this earlier, so when we're all done, we'll all get to compare each of ours. So I'll show you what I did at the end, when everybody else is finished.
All right, so, great guys, start writing your exemplar responses.
Yeah.
I know I'm choosing the Democratic Republicans, so I would choose the Democratic Republicans, period. My first reason would be because, I believe in the state should have more power than the central government. Also, I believe transfer as our allies during the war, so we should support them. And I also like Thomas Jefferson's idea about, the strong central bank would only help the wealthy, and I think that should lie with the individual people.
Okay. So yeah, that's, then we would just, you'd write that out in there, and there you go.
Alright. I think we got it, Mr. Brown.
Okay.
Overview. And we're gonna follow up with it, so, this is gonna be your lesson after we come back from Thanksgiving break, so, your periods, your blocks are first.
First and second for the classes that would be having this lesson will be the first and second block in the
So,
morning.
Monday or Tuesday?
Monday or Tuesday, either one of those will be fine.
Which one do you prefer?
I think Tuesday would be the better one.
All right.
Just